There one time he come in and you tore your tricep doing shit with at work, you know, and you can barely fucking walk, and you go over to the lats, and Louie and I are sitting down in the belt squat machine, and you ain't asking nobody anything. You can't even bend over, you know, to get the stupid attachment. So we're watching him hobble. It's not even a hobble. It's like just scooch back and like find a way to go down on one knee and grab and then use the fucking machine to like change the attachment. And then I looked at Louie and I said, you know, should we like go help him? It's like, you want to help him? No. You know, so we just sat there and laughed for 15 fucking minutes, you know, because it was too great that just back down again, and just watching it was just chalk. You know, it's just classic fucking chalk stuff.
Well,
where
you know where that come from. It come because everybody else in the gym was taking off for anything. They get a little pull or something like that and wouldn't come in and train. I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going to do that. I'm going to work through anything just to kind of show everybody, man, you can get through this shit. Put blood supply in the area that you just hurt, and eventually it'll get better. You know, I mean, that's just the way I thought mentally, so that's what I was going to do.
You don't think anybody picked up on that?
Maybe.
I mean, that's why
it helped me out.
Yeah,
so,
no, it did. I mean, it did, because it changes that, you know, being injured in there was brutal. You know, the first time, I'm thinking when coming back from my pack, you know, when we were at the middle bench doing speed work, you know, and I get timid. We'd start working up and I get timid, like, because the fucking scar tissue would keep popping, and it would happen frequently. So I get timid, and then fucking Kenny would come throwing tissues and shit, you know, and, you know, all this stuff. But that over a period of time, you know, you learn, you know, you just push through this shit, which, you know, people can debate if it's right or wrong or whatever it's going to be, but it's what we did. And you just wrap it, tape it, you know, with whatever you do.
Put two belts on it.
Yeah.
2 belts, yeah.
2 belts.
Well, there, I mean,
a knee wrap.
I mean, there was one time with him, we had to take the fucking bar out. You know, we had 2 belts on, you had a rib out. You know, speed work, and we had to lift the bar off the monolift onto his back because he couldn't get it out.
That was for Texas. I think it was Texas Senior Nationals.
Yeah.
One. And you were barely playing with 315, and I think towards the end you worked up to 400, 405 or whatever, and we were all kind of like that. And you step up on the platform. I think you ended up walking away with like 880 that day or something, but watching you squat in the gym for like that 6 weeks, it's like we take it out like an old man, you know, then you do your... Then we're
once he was set, he was fine.
And,
you know, it's at first I'm like, well, this is stupid, but then once he's set up, and well, it's fine. It's just getting there's the problem.
and he opens up on the platform like 20 or whatever it was, and he went, we're like, oh shit, okay.
But I just remember you getting real skinny. I don't know if you weren't eating. What was that phase?
Well, that was after every meet.
That was
when I
198
messed up my
phase.
neck. I had all that nerve damage in my right arm. Remember, I couldn't even push a door open.
Yep.
So
You didn't like
and then it
being
went
big
all that.
either. You know, so you would get big for a meet,
Well,
and then...
He's always worried about looks.
There's GQ over here saying that.
He's always worried about leverage. Everywhere we
the guy
go.
who's got a spray tan.
Spray can and a half a can of gel.
You do understand that we all heard you guys arguing back and forth one time about hair gel.
Yeah.
And you both had hair gel in your hair.
I don't have any hair. So.
I know, but he's making fun of him for wearing hair gel. And then you're right back. You're like, well, you got more on. You both had the
Both
hair
had it
gel.
on.
It was funnier than hell.
Yeah.
And they both looked like they never walked away from a barber shop. And it's like, your wife cuts your hair every 2 weeks, you know.
That was weekly.
That was, it was weekly.
Gotta have a look.
But over a period of time, those things like you're talking about is kind of what led into, you know, if somebody, for instance, you know, I'll tell this because Eskel already knows I've told the story 100 times before and I've told it to his face. You get underneath there and somebody loses their confidence, that shit, it don't fly. It don't fly at all, right? And I remember, you know, you get underneath there and he couldn't get the weight out. And he actually turned around and said, I lost my confidence.
Remember that?
Oh, man. I remember telling him later, like, dude.
Yeah, you got to make up an injury.
Like,
Yeah.
say you popped a rib out.
Yeah,
I can
you
give you a
talking
list.
about Eskel?
Yes. Like, I can give you a list of things.
Well, you remember it didn't actually happen like that. He already took it out. It was a heavy weight. It wasn't in the rack yet. And he said, take it. I lost my confidence. I was like, no, don't let him in. And we just started laughing. He had to hang on to that way for about 20 seconds. He was sitting there.
You remember first he says, whack it.
Whack it. I have no confidence. I have no confidence. That was hilarious.
That haunted him for years after that. Because I remember pulling him aside, man, just say you popped a wrist. I can give you a list. 30 things that are acceptable, man, but that is not acceptable at all.
Or the other dude that I'm not going to mention the name. We were in the gym. And,
big dude from North Carolina.
Okay, yeah. When you start, you put on that music where it was laughing. This guy was strong as an ox.
He was big,
huge.
320 pounds.
And
Built
once
like
that
a brick
song
shit
came
house,
on,
too.
Was it Bob? Or
Bill.
Big Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
I had him so
Strong
mad.
as
His
fuck.
big lip was quivering. He was going to cry. I was pushing rewind, play, rewind.
That
I
tells
did it
you
the
how
whole
long ago
time
it
he
was.
squatted. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was a long time
I
ago.
was sitting in that back room, rewind, played the whole time he squatted. He could have beat me into oblivion. I laughed. And I said back where I wouldn't stop. Just play.
It was just laughing, right? The
Yeah.
song was
That's all
just
it
some
was.
guy
Laughing,
laughing,
yeah.
man. Oh, man, that was funnier than shit.
That guy, he almost cried that day.
He might have.
He might have.
Yeah, he was pissed.
That was good.
That was there's a lot of times like that. You know, it's, trying to think of there was one that because we'd bust each other's balls for everything. It didn't matter what it was. It just would happen. Actually, with Joe Amato, the one time with this isn't anything like that.
I thought you were going to bring up this morning.
No. Well, no. I mean, that's one thing there too, right? We were using the cambered bar for something, you know, benching with the cambered bar, and he went to get up, and that bar swung down as he was sitting up, whacked him right in the head, right? Knocked him out for a second. He gets up, thinks somebody hit him, and we're too busy laughing at this whole thing to even take him serious for what happened with that whole thing. That was funny as shit. That was one of the funnier ones there.
I don't think you were here earlier. Remember headbutting Joe Model before that squat? Boom!
That was funny, man, because Joe come up. He's like, I got a bump on my head. No. Everyone, and we didn't rehearse this. It's like everybody told him the same thing. No. He had a
big old egg. Yeah, as the longer it got closer to the bar, the thing just started growing like that.
It was a half an egg for sure. And there was, you know, that we were talking about when he took Eskel out, you know, before that was in Atlanta, right?
Chicago.
That's right. And he's all wrapped up. Does whatever Chuck does, right? Eskel's on his back, right? Fully wrapped, all multi-ply gear. He can't get up. You know, fucking legs and arms. It looked like a turtle, you know, stuck upside down. He got up and did it though. Mm-hmm. You know, he got up and he still made the weight. You know, that's impressive. That kind of lessened the I lost my confidence thing a lot right there.
He redeemed himself.
He did. He redeemed himself from that one for sure.
Well, Paper went through the gauntlet with Bobby Coe and all those guys.
Paper Mache.
Just the fact that we named him Paper Mache was like.
Where'd that come from? That was Yama Yuck at first, and then the paper thing came.
That was me because
remember he was getting off the bench. And his whole body would stick, and it would just go all the way off. It was like a piece of paper picking it off.
That's what I said.
Like,
because his body was like just had like a
triple jointed. Every part on his body was triple jointed.
His feet, he would have his top of his toes on the platform, and it would just contour to the the side of the wood to the floor. It was like a little Z.
He would look at me, and I'd look down at his feet, and one of them would be completely over here, and this one would be over here, and I'd go, "What's wrong with your feet?" And he'd go. Straighten him up real quick and look at me. It was all the time. You know, he'd look at you and his feet would be all crazy.
Or at breakfast at TJ's when he was selling Shakely. We got him so mad he ends up going to the bathroom and Louie's like, come on, guys, don't be doing that shit. I got to drive home with him.
Yeah, that was so funny.
That was hysterical.
It got him to the point where he couldn't remember what the heck it was called.
Shakely's.
Yeah, it was some kind of like a vitamin thing or something.
He goes, damn it.
Yeah, he would get fired up.
With you guys being in there for so long, at what point in time did you realize that this is different? You know, or something like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just doing meets, right? And then some success here and there, and then lifters. But at a certain point in time, it's like, holy shit, you know, this whole gym is, when I came in there, everybody there was basically from Columbus or the west side of Columbus. There were 74 elites or whatever it was, and every one of them where I may have been the first person to come in from out of town, to the best of my knowledge. And that's rare. You know what I'm saying? To have 800 square foot or whatever it was, have 74 elites out of the same fucking side of town. You know, and I know for me, you don't really think about it, you know, and until you think back, like, holy shit, you know, this was kind of crazy.
See, I think for me, the time was when we actually moved to the 800 square foot, because that's when it seemed like everyone just started. And it wasn't like Joe or Chuck or one person. That everyone just started to gravitate. Yeah. And the numbers just got higher. And it was like almost every weekend, or what seemed like someone was changing the number on the board.
There's stronger people coming in all the time, though.
Yeah.
Because just like you're talking about Fuzner.
Yep.
So Fuzner and Waddle and Jerry Obradovich. And then it just kept on. And then Mike Rogerio, it just kept on escalating. Yep. So everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses, because those were big guys, you know, big supers and stuff. So, you know, I was squatting what they squat. You know what I mean? It was my point to do what they done, and that helped me to become a world champion, or you know, squat world records at least, just trying to keep up with those big guys. You know?
Well, that's one thing that I don't know anything about, you know, industrial drive at all. You know, all I know is, you know, the Dimmers thing, where that was the one thing that's always kind of impressed me more, you know, about Louis than anything else, is somehow or another, he made us like responsible for making each other strong. Sure. Like, it was like my job to get you stronger, and vice versa. Like, if you're stronger than me, then it's your job to try to get me stronger than you.
It was your will to get stronger. It was nothing. I don't think it was anything like that. I think it was just us. Man, I ain't letting that dude beat you. Yeah. Or me talking in your ear saying, don't let that motherfucker beat you. Yeah. He can't beat you. I mean, I always did that to all you guys.
That was Mondays and Wednesdays on Maximum Effort.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? I like whoever's very close, you know, I'm going right up in their ear, letting them know, don't let that motherfucker beat you. It's you and him right now. And then that just pushes you beyond. And then the next thing you know, you're getting up on him. And I'm saying the same thing to the other dude. Don't let him beat you. So that, you know what I mean? It just pushed us all.
Yeah. I didn't think of that, you know, because thinking back, that was constantly. You know, it didn't matter, because there was always somebody close.